Hello, my name is Collins, and today I will be demonstrating the iOS app Tic-Tac-Toe. This is for assignment 1 for SIT 206, that is iOS programming. Thanks. Let's get started. To develop the app, I used Xcode to build it. This included writing code in the view controller and setting up the main storyboard, which is what users will actually view. Now, to develop the app, I required to make some X's, O's, a grid for the X and O, and a few other images. And to do this, I required Photoshop, which I used. Now, on to Xcode. Here we have the storyboard. This is where I arranged everything. I put in all the images, the play now button, the 2 players button, the history button, the restart button, and all these other buttons which will be used. Now, as you can see, when we run the app, we'll be using iPhone SE. But thanks to auto resizing, I've been able to set it up to run so that the app runs on many other platforms, including iPhone 5, iPhone 6 Plus, and also iPad Air. On with the code. Oh, actually, let's do a demonstration. Let's see how the app runs once you play it. So we're gonna click this button here, and it's running. One moment, please. Yeah, it's taking a bit of time there. You can see the app has the icon, and there we go. This is the app. It's got some music playing. You can mute the music, you can unmute it. It's a title over here. It's the play now. Now, in the play now, we'll be able to play against the computer, so let's click that. Player 1 select symbol. Here we're able to, just one moment. Here we're able to select a symbol. That's X or an O. So let's go with an O. And there we go, the O is selected, an O again. And as you can see, every time I play, the computer makes a move as well. And I've won. And this is one combination that you can view here in the view controller, but I'll show you that a bit later. And as you can see, since I've won, and I'm player 1, who is using the symbols in my picture here, it's going to say 1. I've won 1 game. And we can restart the game. There we go. Now I'm gonna try and make the computer win, and you'll see what happens. Oh no, the computer doesn't win. I've won again. I've won 2 games. Oh, I've won a 3rd one. There we go. The computer has won. Cross wins, and that's player 2. And as you can see, he has he's won 1 game, and it's been registered here. Let's go back to the main menu. 2 players. Let's go with X as player 1. And you can see player 1 is X, that's the image. So X, and then player 2 plays O, X, O, X. And I win. Player 1 wins. Rather. And we can restart this game, and let's test if the whole functionality, whether it can deal with a draw. So XO, XO, X here, and O here, and X, and O. Oh, no. Let's get this draw quickly. And there we go. We have a draw. And as you can see, it's registered. It's seen we have a draw. It's not registered here or here because none of the players won. Now we can go back to the main menu, and finally you can see the history of the games we played. And as you can see, the last game we played there was a draw, and it's written here there was a draw. Before that, player 2 won. Before that, player 1 won, and so on and so forth, and it keeps going. Go back to the main menu. And that's Tic-Tac-Toe. I hope you like the app. Now let's move on to the actual code we have in the view controller. Now the code in total is about almost 1,000 lines. It's 829 lines of code. It sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. Now, the first instance in the view controller, what we do is we declare all our variables. Now, all our variables are over here. We have the game, whether it's active, the game mode, whether it's 1 player, 2 player, the game state. Now, here in the game state, as you can see, it's an array. And in this array, we're able to tell which positions have been played on the app. So let me show you quickly just how that works. As this loads, you can also see there's a winning combination which has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and these are the combinations that are required to win a game. Every time a player plays, there's a function that reads the combinations. There's a function that reads a combination and determines whether the player has won or not. This could be for player 1, player 2, or even the computer. And now let's look at the winning state, this array here. Now, as you can see, this is 0. And here, this is 0. So there's 9 places, and here we have 9 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The first one is for this first spot. The second is for the second spot, third spot, and so on and so forth. When I click X on the first spot here will change to 1. And that's what it's going to look like when the program is running. But that's not we're not going to change that here. And as you can see, this is another spot here. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth spot in the game state, 1, 2, 3, 4, here will be registered as 2. That means the second player has played. Now, as you can see, the first spot has 1. It means the first person has played, the first player, and the fourth spot has 2, which means the second player has played. And that's how it goes. We have a counter, a winner, checker, whether the game is drawn, whether the computer has played, a random index for the computer to select a random place that hasn't been selected yet. This over here is a default key value. This is what we use to save the results. So once you close the app and we go back into the app, the results will still be there. And yeah. Here, all these declarations are for outlets. Now, what I mean by outlets is things like a button and a label. We need to have outlets so that we're able to hide these things when we're playing the game, or show them, or change them in whatever way. Now, the function here is for playing music. Now, as you can see, we also have something for the background. I changed the background, that's why it's black. I didn't put in a view or anything like that. I just put in this code which turns the background color to black. We also have the player which we created over here. It's very lengthy. We use what we call an AV audio player, and to use this we have to import the AV foundation. We can't use this code over here to play music without importing the AV foundation. And once we do that and we create a player, we're able to use the player to play. We can also make it loop through the music. That way it's always going to play music continuously, and once the song is stopped, it'll start again. Now, this stuff is inside what we call the viewDidLoad override function. Usually every time you build an app, this function will always be there. In this function we have the background, we have the music, and we also have where we determine if we have any saved games or like any saved results from the last time a user played a game. And we use this, how do we do this? We use what we call user defaults. Now with user defaults, we're able to determine if a user played the other time and who won and who lost. And we can see over here with history, there was a draw as I showed you earlier, and this is what determines whether a game was played. Usually it's going to be empty if you're playing this game for the first time, but after that it's never going to be empty. And once it's empty, it's going to tell you no data has been saved or no data saved. Now the function below is used to unmute the background music. It says sound off. The function here is used to mute music, which is right over here. Now we've unmuted, and let's now actually we've muted. Now let's unmute. There we go. And this function here starts a 2-player game. There we go. It hides a lot of things, the menus, the tic-tac-toe title. This one here starts a game versus the computer. Now, this function here lets the user decide what symbol they want to use. Do they want to use an X or an O, as you can see with the actual app. And the same function here is for determining whether you're going to use a symbol which is X or O. The first one that I've just shown you is for the X, and the second one is for the O. As you can see, select O and select X. Now this is the main function. It's pretty big. It's pretty much the brain of the whole thing. Now all this is what is executed once you touch a part of the screen, and not just any part of the screen, particularly when the game is in session. Now when it's in session, if it's player 1, we're able to tell, first we tap here. Now this positions, they're all buttons actually, but you can't really see them. Now they all have tags. Now this one has 0, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they all have tag names. And in the game state sender, if you click a tag, now we put it -1 because we have an array, which is game state right over here. See, the arrays start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we go back here, we usually do -1 because our position started with 1, they didn't start with 0, and that's why we -1. And second thing, we also check if the game is active. That way we're able to know whether somebody has won the game or hasn't won the game. And whether it's active, we're able to play the game. So if it's active, yep, active is equals to 1 means sorry, this is active is equals to 1. Yeah, it's true. Sorry, and it's player 1 playing, and the symbol is 2. The 2 stands for 0. The O's. We can see that we're able to put it in. The game is active, and it's player 1 playing. Now, this is the winning combination. We don't have any combinations as of yet to determine whether we won, so let's quickly do that. Now, bingo, there we go, not wins. Now this is a combination of the first position, the fourth position, and this is the sixth position. So this is 1, 4, and 6. Yeah. Now we're gonna take a look at our combinations. Actually, this is 7, pardon me, 1, 4, and 7. And as you can see, the winning it's part of the winning combination, which is 1, 4, and 7, and that's how we know that we've got it all good with the winning combination. Next is we check whether the game is drawn, and whether it's drawn, we usually use a counter. If all the positions have been played and we haven't found a winner, it means we've drawn. So there's a counter here, and if the counter is reached 9, it means 1, 2, 3, 4, all these 9 positions have been filled, and there's no winner. It's gonna say you've got a draw, and it's gonna insert the data into the user defaults and save the game. Now the same process happens for the computer and also for player 2. It's a sequence of the player plays, is winning combination. We test it with its winning combination. We also test if it's drawn, and that's how the game is played. This is also this is now the part where the computer plays. As you can see, the computer randomly selects a position using ARC4 random uniform, and this is how it comes about. So if it plays, it's gonna register its computer played, and then we're gonna reset it later so that it doesn't come back here and skip this step. Pardon me. Now the computer also has its own symbols, but as we mentioned before, you're able to select symbols, and I've shown you just how we select symbols and which function we use. The computer also has a winning combination test, a draw test, and that's really pretty much it. Also, player 2 has the same thing. Player 1, the computer, and player 2 all have a winning combination test and a drawing test. And once the game is finished, that's really much it. It says not wins, cross wins, or it's a draw. Now, the function here is for checking our history. So let's go back, and once we click this button history over here, we're able to see this function is executed. So it hides quite a few things. Here we go, and it shows others. So as you can see, back out is this back to menu part here. It's hidden, so it's false. Now that it's false, it's going to be shown. You know, is it hidden? False. It shows it. If is it hidden? True. Then it's going to be hidden. And that's how this hidden function works. Yeah. And finally, we have the back button. As you can see, it's for one button, it's quite heavy, but it does quite a number of things. It hides literally everything. If you're in player 1 or one player game, it's gonna hide this crosswind, it's gonna hide all these things, everything over here. And the same function is used to hide the same stuff in the 2-player mode. It also hides the history in the history mode. It's a universal button, and it takes you back to the main menu, and it shows these options, hides the options for the other things, and it shows these other options. As you can see, it also refreshes the game state. It resets the counter. It resets literally everything. The winner, the active player, it goes back to 1. And yeah, and as you can see, we have a for loop here. Now the for loop here is for resetting the positions and removing all the images. As you can see, UI button, it's set image nil, which means nothing, 0. We also have an override function here, test.size to fit. Now in the history page, this whole list, it's not really shown most of the time, and as you can see, it's scrollable. Now for this, we require what we call a UI scroll and a view, and also a label. This is just one label that's actually grown as we've progressed in the game and winning and losing, and it's grown as part of results. Thanks for listening to Collins. This is my tic-tac-toe game. If there's anything else that needs to be clarified, please hit me up on the YouTube button, on the comments or anything. This video was for the purpose of assignment 1. I hope you enjoyed SIT 206 iOS programming. Collins is signing out. Thank you very much.